The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. You do madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Mark the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. You do madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Mark the truth while live on air light.
What is up, my beautiful people of YouTube? Who is ready for a late night true crime discussion with Dolly? I hope each and every one of you are true crime junkies like me. If you are, you're in the right place. Tonight, we're going to be discussing Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells. But, of course, before we go all into that, I'm going to need you guys. There's 160, well, 200 of you here now, to leave your DNA fingerprints on that damn like button. Now listen, I ain't gonna tell you a million times. All right. I'll tell you once. Do it now. Okay. Do it now. Leave your DNA fingerprints on that like button. And of course, if you're brand new out there, help us hit 82,000 subscribers by subbing up the channel, ringing the bell for notifications. That's what all good viewers do, okay? Also, let me give my warnings real quick because, you know, especially when we talk about Sebastian Rogers, some of these people get a little lawsuit happy and things like that. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy. And you guys already know we mix it with a lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. Just my opinion, people. Completely satire. As you see, I pinned the link for open panel tonight. Lucky Ducky is a new member. Thank you, Lucky Ducky, for being here with us. So you're more than welcome to come up and discuss these things with me. Now, we do have a few rules. When you got to come into the backstage, you got to show me that you're a real person. Then you can turn your camera off just like this and come up and talk where nobody sees you. Listen, I'm a gremlin. We all turn into gremlins after midnight. Not a big deal. Nobody's going to see you. Your opinions are yours and yours alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everyone is innocent in a court of law, even the people we're going to be talking about here tonight. And the biggest one of them all is do not, and I repeat, do not try to be my ugly ass at home. It's dangerous. You could die, and I am not going to be responsible for that, okay? I won't be able to sleep at night. I won't be able to sleep at night. So, you know, we got some really good news in true crime tonight. We usually don't get a whole lot of good news, but today, Ryan Davis Jr., little RJ, Oklahoma, went missing. they found him within like a week. Okay, just a little over a week, they found him. He was in a structure somewhere near his property where he lived, and he had food and water, and he was doing pretty good on his own at 12 years old. Okay, but this little man had camping experience, and he kind of grew up fast. And the things that happened to him were pretty horrible. He was being abused in his home by his mother and the stepfather. Now, a lot of people want to point to similarities in the Sebastian Rogers case. So we're going to start there. Okay, now Sebastian, of course, went missing February 26, over a year and a half ago, from Hendersonville, Tennessee. 15 years old. Now, this boy didn't have a lot of camping experience, but was 3 years older. He was home with his mother, Katie Proudfoot, at their nice $700,000, $800,000 brick home in a very nice neighborhood that was loaded with video cameras. And without a trace, Sebastian Rogers vanished. 2 months, it'll be a year. February 26th will be 2 years, and they're having a protest outside of the police station for little Sebastian Rogers. But that night, that he faithfully went missing, he was home with his mother. Now, a lot of people are comparing Sebastian to Ryan because they believe that Sebastian was being abused by his mother and his stepfather. Which, when you look at the family photos, everything looked great. When you see little video clips of what video clips did emerge of Sebastian, it looked like his mother and him got along great. So it's hard to see the abuse in the Sebastian Rogers case, but we hear that it was happening. We heard a lot from his biological father, Seth Rogers. Okay, Seth Rogers even came up on this channel, spoke with me for a good, couple hours on the situation with Sebastian Rogers. And he told us that he didn't know Chris P, we're just going to say Chris P, was whipping his child or disciplining his child, that they had came to agreement that there would be no discipline of the child, that he would handle it. But that don't seem to be the case. It seemed like, we've heard Chris come out and say that he had whipped Sebastian one time with a belt on the buttocks. Nobody really believed that, especially when we got to see Chris P's personality here on the internet. Hold on, guys. He liked to come up on the internet and joke around and play, and he would do this on channels that weren't true crime channels. He would do it on drama channels, or like what some people consider on the internet hate channels, where they bash for cash and they just sit around and basically talk shit about other YouTube creators. The Proudfoots would go up on those channels, but it was very rare that they went up on a real true crime channel or people that really discuss true crime. I'm not talking about people that use true crime as clickbait so you can get you in the room while they talk shit about Brittany J or some other YouTuber. I'm talking about legitimate true crime channels. They duck those channels like the plague. Just like when they were on Nancy Grace, they were sat there and they didn't have all those crazy antics when they were on Aunt Nancy's channel, because Aunt Nancy had them shaking in their boots. Okay. They look like my Chihuahua when, like, you say her name and she just shakes like she's done something wrong. They were like that. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And just looked like deers trapped in headlights. Now, usually we only seen the Proudfoots go up on channels where it was women and they could control the narrative and talk over people and get all angry and take control. And it was, basically suck up channels, people that kiss the Proudfoots asses. Only channels we ever basically got to see them on. But that night, Katie says she hears a thud around 9 o'clock, but never goes and checks on her son, her special needs son. Let's say that. It would be different if it was your 15-year-old regular son, but you should still probably check on your regular son. But this is a 15-year-old kid with special needs. but she don't check. And then, of course, she don't change her story, but she kind of adds to the story. Okay. Kind of adds to the story. The next time she gets an interview, she goes, yeah, I hollered out to ask him, was he okay? And he said, yeah, mom, I love you and the dogs. And she said, I don't care what you're doing in there, but quiet down, go to bed. Okay. So she didn't really change the story. She just added that part to the story because she's heard the backlash of everybody on the internet going, well, I would have checked on my kid. I would have checked on my kid. So you got thousands of people saying, yeah, I would have definitely checked on my child, but yet she didn't. And then they get up on an interview they do with Chronicles of Olivia, which is a personal friend of mine. Well, at least an acquaintance. We spent a lot of time together in Georgia during the Quentin Simon case. And I seen her in Nashville too. So I would consider Chronicles of the Olivia a friend. They went up there and, they were kind of just, pouting and boo-hooing and acting like they wanted this kid back and we miss him so much. We just want him home. And, he had just went missing. But what we didn't know is they were secretly trying to put Sebastian in a home. Now, some people with special needs kids go, well, look, sometimes these homes are for the best because, these kids, they get where they can't control them. And once they get the situation right, the home is not permanent. It's just a temporary thing. But they were trying to find him a facility to live in, but they wasn't telling nobody that. They were talking about how much they missed him and wanted him home. But did they really want him home if they were trying to put him in a home? It didn't come out. That had to be rattled out the closet. One of the bones, when you dig through a closet and try to get everybody's skeletons out the closet, one of the bones fell out when, of course, Seth Rogers, the father, said that Sebastian was SA'd under Katie and Chris's care, and how he kind of described himself as the best dad in the world and blah, 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 blah. And I guess this infuriated Chris and Katie. So they wanted to make Seth not look like a good guy, which I don't really think they needed to do, but they did anyway. Because I think Seth did enough to make himself look like not a good guy by the people he aligned himself with. But here nor there, the family, instead of coming together during a missing kid case, they went at each other. They went to war. So Chris and Katie, they leaked to another creator on YouTube, which is, basically a drama channel, to let people know that Seth was also trying to put Sebastian Rogers in a home. Okay. So now that didn't look good because Seth was saying, hey, I want him to live with me. I wanted him to live with me. He was about to come live with me. But yet Seth Rogers was contacting living facilities for this child because Seth Rogers was basically working 12 to 14 hours a day as a correctional officer, and he wasn't watching Sebastian. And the latest breaking news is this. For anybody that missed my video, allegedly Seth Rogers was on Roblox, playing Roblox and looking for people who may have seen his kid. Now, he was telling people on that game he didn't know you could talk in it. For the longest time, we heard that Sebastian Rogers didn't have no internet access. He couldn't have been talking to anybody. But now we know that's a lie. Everybody that wanted him to live with him, that was a lie, right? They absolutely didn't. They were trying to put him in a home. And, Seth is going to have to live with a lot of regret in a lot of this because Seth Rogers said, they were treating my son bad. They were talking to him like he was a dog, cussing him. And most of the time when he was at Chris and Katie's, he was trapped in his room. And he knew this, but he told Sebastian, hey, it'll just be a little longer and you can come live with me. But like I said, he was really looking for a place to put Sebastian. So who really wanted this child? And this makes people think that maybe Sebastian Rogers did run away. And that's why so many people are comparing him to little RJ, like maybe he's in the woods and maybe he's alive. Okay. The difference is RJ ran away once a month for the last year. Okay. Every month he was running away. He was going to stay with family. He was hiding places. He was being essayed and he was just ready to get the hell up out of Dodge, right? He didn't want to be there no more. He was getting at the age to rebel, just like Sebastian, right? So they have that in common. You know, Sebastian's a little bit on the spectrum, so a little slower, a little less mature than probably RJ at 12 years old. People mature at different ages, right? Some people have different lives, different lifestyles. Usually when you grow up in Oklahoma on the farm and in the fields, you live a little bit rougher life. You grow up a little bit faster. You're a little bit tougher. Okay. And we got to remember that RJ, which is Ryan Davis Jr., was only missing for a week. And he was in a building near his property. So I believe he was going to his home and getting food, getting water, and then going and hiding. They was over on hate channels last night. Exactly. That's where they do their best work. Okay. That's the only place they'll go because see, these hate channels, they go against anything true crime channels are saying. If I say it's day, they're going to say it's night. If I say it's summer, they're going to say it's winter. Okay. They're just basically the true crime opposition and they're just foul, nasty ass people. You know, the one thing you'll never hear us here is us taking up for suspected people that have hurt a child. Dolly, did they find RJ? Yes, they did. Safe and sound. He is with the police. He's in state custody right now. CPS has him, or DHS, or whatever they want to call it in that state. Child Protective Services. They're going to try to find him a good home. I'm sure they've took him to be medically cleared. But yes, the United Cajun Navy, a couple searchers found him in a structure where they said a building, and he is safe and sound. So little RJ is fine. So that's why so many people have been comparing him to Sebastian Rogers, thinking, well, can Sebastian Rogers be out there somewhere and be okay? Like I said, two totally different circumstances. Sebastian Rogers went missing in weather that was below freezing. Well, that night it was 34. The next night it dropped below freezing. Sebastian Rogers didn't have no shoes. Sebastian Rogers didn't have a jacket. Sebastian Rogers didn't go have anywhere he could go get food or where he could go get water. Totally different circumstances. And RJ had a ton of people searching for him. Sebastian, he had a ton of people searching for him in the beginning, didn't find anything. They searched a second time, didn't find one clue, not a sock, not a shoe, not a nothing. Nothing. Sebastian was just gone. So to me, I don't compare the two together because to me, they're two totally different cases, two totally different scenarios. And I do not, trigger warning people, I do not believe that Sebastian Rogers is alive. Okay. Even RJ, there were sightings, there was rumors. And in the Sebastian Rogers case, there's been none of that. We got people searching the graveyard for dirt humps, right? We got people looking at lights, but nothing has turned up of any value in the Sebastian Rogers case. Just nothing. And I know one thing out here, and I know all you guys know this as well. Children don't just disappear. There's an explanation for everything that happens on this planet. Okay. And I know one thing. Usually when you go missing with no shoes, nobody ever finds you. I don't know why that is. Okay. A lot of people believe in aliens, they take you and they don't take your shoes. Right. But when you go missing, well, Dylan Rounds, y'all remember Dylan? He went missing and his boots were behind a dirt hill, but they did end up finding Dylan Rounds and the man who killed Dylan Rounds. So it was a neighbor. But, you would say, well, it could be a neighbor, Dolly, in the Sebastian Rogers case. But my thing is this, why do people act so strange? Okay. Army Mom, thank you. In my opinion, he left the car from the car in the garage. You know what, Army Mom? I would have to agree with you. I mean, I thought that for the longest time, since I've been down in Tennessee, and I noticed that the light above the garage was missing, but no other light from anywhere else in the house was missing. And I almost feel like this is premeditated. Me, myself. Now, listen, I got no proof that his parents did anything to him. None. Zero. Zip. I have my suspicions, right? And I think we're allowed to be suspicious of people. We just can't blame people for something they may or may not have done. But we can be suspicious of them. And I have my suspicions on these people. And the reason I have my suspicions, it's not because I have any proof or any evidence, but I've watched and seen their behavior. Actions speak louder than words. Okay. This family don't act like any family. Well, they do. They act like families that are usually guilty. And, we have the strangest thing. We have a 3-hour phone call. Okay. And now, is it possible, like I said earlier, that, Sebastian was talking people on Roblox, and Roblox is notorious for weirdos that are into kids. Matter of fact, I seen a video. I don't know if you guys know who this guy is, but he's the Alaskan Avenger. All right. That's what his channel is called. And he's a former inmate that I guess he got his popularity from hurting people that hurt kids. I sent him a message tonight to see if we could get him up on the channel. I don't know if he got it, so I'm going to send him another one because it was during a live stream. I don't know if he's seen it. But I'd like to have him up here to talk to him because this is a dude that basically put his life on the line to, because of kids. And he was also allegedly, according to him, essayed as a child. I have no reason not to believe him, and this is his stance for fighting for children is because of what happened to him when he was young. So I thought, well, we're kind of different in what we do, but the mission is the same. Now I ain't out here hurting people that hurt kids. That's not what I do. I try to bring awareness and justice to these kids in a totally different way than he does. But what we do have in common is to want to help these children from monsters. Okay. But he had did a video on Roblox because see me, myself, I don't know too much about Roblox, but it was this kid that had basically got a bunch of people arrested that were grown men on Roblox. And apparently, a lot of these social media platforms don't really like that stuff talked about. They try to kind of stay shy away from it. But these people are out here, and this kid alone got over 6 people arrested just off of that game alone. And he said that it was loaded. This kid said the game, he played it all the time. He said it is loaded with sickos. Now, this is the same game, of course, that Sebastian Rogers is playing. The game that is loaded with sickos. And the whole time, Seth didn't notice that, he's able to talk, and he didn't realize that Sebastian could talk because, why? Because Seth wasn't there much with Sebastian. Seth only got Sebastian every other weekend. Okay. Every other weekend. And most of the days that he had Sebastian, he was working 12 hours a day, 12 to 14 hours a day. So who was watching Sebastian? Roblox. His kid was being raised by a video game. And then when he came home, how much time did he get to spend with Sebastian considering he just worked 14 hours. There's only 24 hours in a day. Okay. So at some point, you got to sleep. So you're spending just a couple hours a day, if that. People are saying Roblox have major lawsuits against it. I believe it. I watched the documentary last night on Boy Scouts of America, and oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I never made it to Boy Scouts, but I was a Cub Scout. Thank God. Okay, thank God. Thank God I wasn't a Boy Scout, and thank God I didn't get invited to no P. Diddy parties. I never got famous enough to get invited to P. Diddy, or I didn't make it to the Boy Scouts, right? Or I did make it to the Boy Scouts, but then after that, I kind of dropped out. But you know, nobody touched my cheeks. Thank God. There was a lot of bad people in the Boy Scouts of America, but there's bad people everywhere, you know. And that was the Boy Scouts of America's argument. They were like, "Listen, we try, but we can't stop it. These people are teachers. These people are doctors. These people are lawyers. These people are judges. They're just everywhere. So these monsters are." And I was like, you know, I got what the Boy Scouts were saying. They were like, look, we try to do good for kids, but there's just so many bad people in this world. How do you stop them all? You can't. He's like, it's no different than the Catholic Church. Are all Catholics bad? No, but these people do leak into the system, and we got to do our best to get rid of them because they're there. Is this possible? Absolutely, it's possible. Do I think that happened? No, I don't, because I feel like the parents' behavior would be different, right? If somebody kidnapped your kid, you're going to be out searching, you're going to be out looking, you're going to be crying, you're going to be on the media, you're going to be trying to do everything you can do to stop this and find your kid, right? Begging and pleading. We never really heard Katie beg and plead for her child. Just like the case in Nova Scotia with Jack and Lily Sullivan, for you guys that follow that case, Malaya Brooks, we never seen her really beg or plead for the safe return of your kid. If you think somebody's holding your kid in a dungeon like Buffalo Bill, put the lotion on the skin or get the hose again, you're going to be begging and pleading, saying, hey, this child is loved. This child has a family. Please release our child. We won't prosecute you. We just want our kid back. You're going to say whatever you have to say to make this person want to release your child or feel bad in some type of way in hopes that they'll have a heart. Most of these monsters don't have a heart, but we've seen, you know, families of missing kids begging and pleading. And I'm going to use this woman as an example. Brandy Neal, which is now Brandy Vaughn. She did marry Tyler. And that is the mother of Michael Monkey Vaughn. Still to this day, she begs and pleads for Brandon Shurtleff to tell her where her child is at. You know, she uses any chance to get on any channel she can, true crime channels, anybody that will listen to news, to police, cold case files, everything she can to try to bring some justice to her child. Now, of course, recently, Stacey Wander was arrested. There are going to be 3 more arrests coming. I'm going to tell you guys that now. That is going to be Sarah Wander. That's going to be Brandon Shurtleff, and Adrian Lucian is going to be the 4th. But for some reason right now, they only got Stacey, but Sarah's next, so's Brandon, and so's Adrian Lucian. If I was them, I'd be on my way to Venezuela, but I ain't giving them no tips, right? But where they're really on their way to is prison for the rest of their life. But you see this mothers out here begging and pleading and doing these things, and we don't see this in the Sebastian Rogers case. You know, the last time we heard Katie actually come out and give, well, no, some people were saying she was on the channel last night. I haven't seen that last night. If somebody wants to send me the link to it, maybe we can listen to the audio. So one of my mods, if you know what channel, she don't say it in the chat room, their channel, just give me the link to it, send it to my Facebook. But the last interview I seen with her, she said, well, you know, and this was on Sebastian's birthday, and she was like, well, the news don't want to do interviews because of all the drama. What drama? And that's a bold-faced lie, because the news does every interview with Seth that Seth asked. They even get up there and spread false information that the reward's $500,000. They believe this intelligence agency that nobody in their right mind believes. Okay. There's nobody really. There's a couple YouTubers. I've seen Silver on the Scene is out there doing. He's doing a good job. I really not too much checked out Silver on the Scene, but for some reason earlier today I was strolling. I was like, let me watch his video because I don't really know him well, and I just want to see what kind of guy he was. And he's actually doing a pretty good job in the Sebastian. He seems to take it pretty seriously, right? Now, I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, but I did watch a couple of his videos where he was searching for I was about to say searching for Dolly, right? But searching for Sebastian. And I was like, okay, he's on it. He's doing a good job, right? Especially because I don't know if he's local there or what it may be, but he was, he's out digging holes and stuff. And I was thinking, okay, well, he's putting in some work, some effort. That is a really good thing. I wish there was more people out there that were legitimately boots on the ground. I know back in the day, Terry Lynn used to drive around and look everywhere. But there wasn't really much for searching in the Sebastian Rogers case. And that's always kind of bothered me because I'm a true believer in you're not going to find something you're not looking for. Today when they found RJ, they were out searching. They were out looking. I feel like that we are looking for remains of Sebastian Rogers, which is pretty damn sad, to be honest, right? But I know he's out there. If, somebody didn't, if he ran away, he is out there. Because if you run away, let me tell you this, you can't bury yourself. And if he's not found, somebody buried him somewhere. It's a little harder to find things when they're under the ground. So if he is not found, then it just leads me more to foul play. Now, I'm a true believer that, Sebastian Rogers probably got somewhere. If he did run away, sat down, fell victim to the elements. Okay. And we were talking about hypothermia, especially with Jonathan Doly, the little boy that just went missing in Alabama. I flew down to Alabama to help search for, but I didn't really get a chance to search because they found him that day. That seems to happen a lot when I get to town. They find people. I think I'm a good luck charm for that, right? Because I show up, they usually find you. Like day one, too. Or they find you when I'm on my way there. So, a lot of people were thinking, well, he didn't have his shoes on. But when he ran off, he had his shoes on. But what people don't realize is when you get hypothermia, your body feels like it's really hot. Like you're really freezing, but you feel like you're on fire. And maybe he took his own stuff off, right? So you'll sit there and you won't realize that you're freezing to death, but you are, because you will actually start to feel warm or hot. But really, that's your body in the last stages of hypothermia before you die. So they find a lot of people with hypothermia that strip their clothes off. They'll find you dead out there naked because you got all hot and you're trying to take off all your clothes to cool off. But really, that's just your body starting to shut down on you. Your organs starting to fail. So if it's a case where Sebastian got somewhere and he sat down and he, fate, the weather, the elements took over, he's there. He may be scattered bones. Status this is, bro, Silver has looked for Sebastian since the beginning. I know. I'm just saying I haven't had a real chance to check him out, but I checked out some of his videos tonight, and I thought he was doing a good job in his searching and his efforts for it. So, shout out to him for getting out there and trying. When there's his own family is sitting around doing nothing, right? I appreciate when people put in the work. right? Because I've always been a person that, like, I don't talk the talk, I walk the walk. And I like to see other people walk the walk. It's easy to get up here and talk, like I'm doing it right now. But it's hard to get out there in the cold with a shovel and dig holes. So when I seen that, I was like, okay, this dude's out here. He's trekking through the bushes, the sticker bushes. He's, he's in the trenches like I've been in. And I wish there was more people out here that done things like this that would give up their time to do something bigger than what they are. And that's to search for somebody else, to care about somebody else. We don't see that a lot with people. We just don't. So people that do those things, they need their shout outs, like, right? Like, if not, I wouldn't even have mentioned them tonight, and I don't usually talk about other creators here. It ain't what I do. But, when I seen the videos, I was like, man, I appreciate what he's doing. That is good. Now, I don't know all the other shit he does or who he associate with or any of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all that about the guy. I just know what I watched was like he was putting in effort, and it seemed like he was really trying to find Sebastian, right? He wasn't staring at fucking lights in the dark. So nothing against the people that stare at lights, but listen, at some point you got to move on. You got to move on, right? Your body doesn't regulate temperature. Yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody. And listen, usually kids, their bodies, you hypothermia set in faster in a child, so will heat stroke. Usually as a average size adult, it's a little bit different timing. But if you're young, small, it usually, especially Sebastian's a little bit older, but I'm talking kids under the age of 10. They're way more acceptable to heat stroke and hypothermia at quicker rates than grown adults. Sebastian Rogers was a young man. Okay. He wasn't a grown man, but he was a young man. He was 15, starting to get, a little mustache going on. And by now he would be 17 years old. This Christmas coming up in December, he would be 18 years old. And so many people think when he turns 18, he's just going to pop up. To me, that is absolutely delusional, right? But listen, people have the right to believe out here whatever you want to believe. You never know. You could be right and Dolly could be wrong. You'd be like, see, Dolly, I told you he was going to pop up when I was 18. I don't think that's going to happen. And I mean, people love to keep hope alive, and I get it. Like tonight, see, Dolly, he could be alive. Look at RJ. RJ had a jacket on. He had on steel-toe boots. He had food. He had water. And he was staying in a structure near his home. So he was able to go to his home and get water and go get food. And like I said, he had outdoor experience, not a special needs kid. RJ don't have special needs. He does. He needs better parents. Okay. He needs better parents, but maybe possibly Sebastian Rogers needed better parents too. Okay. And, and people that are real from the beginning, one thing that I think made me feel so bad for Seth is, Seth in the beginning, he was out there searching for his kid. He was out there saying everything that was right. What the internet wanted to hear. I love my child. I want him home, but we didn't know all the details. Right. And then, come to find out, people started making allegations that Seth wasn't really looking, that he was doing things for show. He was telling people to turn on the cameras at certain times and, allegedly according to JLR. And, a lot of people say, well, JLR, did a lot of prison time. And can we believe JLR? I absolutely believe JLR. I absolutely did. He didn't lie about the Raging Cajuns. And I don't think he was lying about this. I don't. I think he actually sat down there and he told you guys 100% what his real experience was, right? And I don't know if people would even believe JLR. But then when Dolly came up here and told the exact same story, and you got to remember, me and JLR, we've never talked, not one time. Now, all these years on YouTube, I have never spoke to JLR. He has never spoke to me. We've been at the same crime scenes, different states in the country. We've never spoke one time. From Tennessee to Georgia to Pennsylvania, never even said, hey, how you doing? Not one time. So if two people that ain't never said shit to each other are telling people the exact same story, I would believe it. Okay. I would absolutely. That's why I believe him. That's why I absolutely believe him, because he was telling the same things that I was seeing. You're not in the bushes, Dolly. No, I'm not in the bushes. You know, now I'm more places than JLR. JLR, he don't even get in the bushes anymore. He just sits his ass at home and has a damn bat signal on the ceiling. And I don't know. I like old JLR where he was on the grind. I don't like this. I'm a newscaster. I mean, it's more beneficial for him on YouTube, of course. If you look, he's grown to 500,000 subscribers, has thousands of people in the room. But you know, that ain't really what I'm into. I mean, I wish him luck with his success, but far as I like the people that are out there, just like I said, silver on the scene with the shovel, digging up the grave, right? I like to see things like that. I see people out there really trying to help. Listen, spreading awareness is helping. I don't hate on people that just sit up here and talk, but I appreciate people more that are boots on the ground, that sacrifice their time and effort and get out there in the cold and the stickers and the mosquitoes. And see, I know all these things because I've been there and done it. I've been in the woods and the desert, you name it. I done been in it. I've had 5 pints of blood sucked out of me from mosquitoes. So it's a lot of hard work, and it shows, right? You know, there ain't no easy way of trekking and hiking for miles and miles in the woods and like I said, stickers and ticks and bugs and everything that comes along with it. To me, them are real sacrifices you're making for these children. And those people that do these types of things, I hold them a little bit higher. You know, maybe because I do it myself, I hold them with a little bit more respect than I hold some of these, you know, mic people that just sit on the mic. Now, listen, I enjoy being on the mic too, right? You know, but I think you got to kind of do both. If you're 100 in it, you're going to do both, right? You're going to be on the ground. You're going to be at these locations. You're going to try to do what you can to help. And some people come into this for that. Like, and you know, I spoke about this earlier, especially during Miss Ann's funeral services of, you know, the moment that I decided, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I'm going to try to do to help people. And, you know, so I knew that day that it wasn't that I wanted to talk about it. It was more than I wanted to be a part and try to help bring some of these people home or bring justice to this, because justice is a big part too. Like, it ain't just searching for me. It's the seeing that there's justice. That's why I go to the court cases. It ain't that I just search for kids, but sometimes I go to the court cases because I want to see these monsters put in prison. Chris Montgomery, Leilani Simon, Megan Boswell. I went brain dead there for like a whole split second, right? I rarely check his channel unless nothing is on and he's live. Okay. Well, that's neither here nor there. But, you know, like I said, we need more people. We need more boots on the ground. When I first started doing this, there was a lot of people that would go out to the scenes and, you know, at least I had JLR. These days, it's I get there and it's just me. Okay. It ain't none of these other YouTubers around. And when I first came into it, I thought there were so many people that cared about these kids that were, you know, so-called children's advocates. And I've never claimed to be that. Okay. I just do what I can do as one person. I claim to be an idiot, but I want to help. Okay. I don't claim to be nothing else other than that. So, glitch in the Dolly Matrix. Turtle Gang, no politics, no bullying, no personal attacks, no harassment. Yeah, that pretty much sums up the whole everything, right? It sums up everything. Every now and then we'll talk a little politics, just a little tiny bit, you know. But not much. We try to stay away from that because I believe that politics pulls people apart, and I think it's better to bring people together, especially if we're trying to use this channel to spread awareness about certain things. We don't want to push people away because of our political beliefs, because it don't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or whatever. When there's a missing kid, we need to all come together to find that kid, no matter what. So that's why I try to stray away from, things that are going on. Now, if there's crime happening, of course, we cover the crime element of it. But, far as leaning one way or the other on most stuff, I usually stay neutral in the middle somewhere because I can understand different perspectives and different views. Two horns, same goat. Now, I know y'all heard me say that a million times, right? But the question is this: where is Sebastian Rogers, and is he going to be found? I just don't know at the rate we're going at, if this child is going to be found, if he's there to be found, because this is my problem. Of course, I don't rule out him running away. That's why I go down there and search. But if somebody got rid of him and disposed of him, I don't know if he'll ever be found, because there's no way for me to search underground. Now, like I said, I seen Silver, he had a shovel, but he had seen a dirt mound and he was going to go dig up a dirt mound. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I respect what he does, right? The effort. But, at the same time, cutting on his video, I knew they wasn't going to find Sebastian in a dirt hill in the graveyard, right? It's going to be something different than that. If they dispose of this kid, they dispose of this kid well. And, I don't know if you've ever seen that old movie Holes, where they're digging holes. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Like, we can't dig up Tennessee. It's just too big. It's too sprawling. It's too many woods. It's a needle in a haystack kind of thing. We got 329 likes out of 664 people in the room, and you guys didn't hit the like button. Damn. This is why I have to say it a million times, right? And I hate saying it a million times, guys. It's like I sound like a used car salesman, like the video. This Sunday, just hit the damn like button for me, man. It's free. All right. I ain't asking you to super chat me $10. Okay. I'll tell you what. Don't hit the like button, but super chat me $1. How about that? That sound fair? You ain't even got to hit it. Just super chat me $1. I wouldn't have to do fundraisers to search for kids because there's 660 people in here. Everybody give me $1. You ain't got to like the video. Okay. If you don't, just like the video. Okay. Save yourself $1. There you go. Seems pretty easy, right? It's free to like the video. I don't ask for much up here, guys. Just to spread awareness and hit the like button, and because it helps the algorithm. And people need to hear this stuff, I think. I don't think I come up here and give people bullshit information. I think I'll give you two. Thank you, Turtle Gang. $2 drive is alive. All right. My bad. MZL gave me $2 too. Okay. Well, that was a way to get a few bucks. I love you. I should try that more often. All right. But yeah, I just hate saying, begging people to like the video. You guys should like it. I mean, if you're watching it, apparently you like Dolly Vision, right? You like true crime. So I don't understand why you got to remind people a million times. And, if you're watching on your phone, just double tap the screen. If you're on your computer, you just hover over the thumbs up button and click it. That's it. You ain't got to do nothing else. That's the only thing you got to do. And thank you for all you guys that, share my videos, chat in the chat room and all that good stuff. I'm not into the cemetery lights, could be related, but in my opinion, he's not in a grave there. That whole cemetery light thing, that's listen, guys, I keep up with everything that's going on. All right. I do. Some of it is a little bit comical to me. First it's the light. People chasing lights, okay? Chasing the damn lights for fucking like 2 years. Like, y'all been looking at this random lights. Like, get out there and search. Get out there and look. You know, at least Silver's out there looking. All right, Dolly goes out and he looks. I take part. Like, could you imagine me sitting here on this desk staring at some fucking lights for 2 years? I ain't even really trying to laugh at these, but it's at that point. It's at that point where I'm just like, these fools are stupid, right? Like, listen, some people belong in true crime. They truly do. Like, it's you know, like I tell people, I didn't pick true crime. True crime picked me. I can't tell people how to run their channel or what they should do or what they shouldn't do. But hey, listen, if you enjoy what you're doing and people are watching it, and you know, if it's entertainment and you're trying to entertain people, I guess, right? But I just think that leads to nothing. And if you're wasting time on silly shit, you could have focused on some more important stuff. You know what I'm saying? But really, there's nothing. There's really nothing. So if people want to stare at lights, I mean, I understand it. There ain't really much. So if you want to stare at lights for 3 months, but it's the people that believe, like, I see Chris Proudfoot in these lights. And we seen that with old Monkey Boy and Nancy Grace having to take her stream down. And remember when their channel was like, oh, they're just editing it. They're going to put the video back up. Yeah. Well, I've been waiting a year and I still ain't seen that video back up. My girl Tiff, because you can't just make up information. Listen, I'm not a big fan of Chris and Katie myself, but I'm not out here making up things on them. I'm not superimposing their pictures with, you know, Monkey and Betty, right? They kind of conspired in that one. You know, they're buddies undercover, always have been, you know, because, you know, they let me in their circle for a minute. So I've seen a lot of shady shit in that minute that I was in that circle. Now, I don't know what they're doing now because, you know, I don't associate with none of them, but I got to see what kind of grimy ass folks are out here in the true crime world, you know, that are trying to get reality shows and they're putting on their makeup and shit, right? It ain't real. This YouTube is like some smoke and mirrors. Okay. It's like some smoke and mirrors. Everything ain't quite what it seems. There's a lot of look over here. Why do shit over here? And some of these people that act like they're good behind the scenes, they're the most grimiest fucking people on the planet. Okay. I'm talking about new levels of scumbag. Like, if the internet just knew, right? If they could just see the shit that Dolly has seen, you would just go, you would shake your head. And that's all I could do when I was just like, you start seeing them eyeballs moving around in my head. I'm like, I don't even know, right? But I know this, there ain't some good people out here. So, and I'm sure that, you know, I thought the internet, I thought it was full of like real people that would recognize real people. But I guess there's a lot of people out here that don't see it, right? That don't see who people actually are. They believe the ruse, all right? They believe it. They come off so sweet and so nice. Really, they just fucking horrible. And usually that's how people are that are like bad. They come off like they just, like they're the saints of the world. And then really they're fucking the devils. I put DNA, Iowa. Well, thank you, Iowa. Iowa loves me, right? I'm loved somewhere in the cornfields of Iowa, right? The cornfields love me. Listen, I love the cornfields too. You guys are great. Thank you for liking my video and thank you for being here. I don't care if you're in Iowa or you're in Ohio or if you're in damn South Africa. I love all you guys the same. Thank you for rocking with me. And I hope, you know, real recognizes real. And I don't want to get up here and, you know, turn into this be about bashing people because it's completely not that, you know. I want the kid found, and I'm sure some of these people that are staring at lights and stuff, They want the kid found. I think we all want Sebastian found. Even some of these weirdos, okay? I think even they want him found a little bit. We just really have different ways of bringing that. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that truly wants these kids found, I appreciate all the hard work you do out here on these YouTube streets. For the fake people, God is going to get you. You don't got to answer to Dolly. You know how we had them little baby Jesuses earlier today? You're going to have to answer to that dude when you get there for being a shitbag. Okay? Canada always puts DNA on the like button. We need help here. Lady girl, thank you from Canada. And listen, I'm praying for Canada. You know, I've always wanted to visit Canada. And if I could have got a passport in time, I would have came to search for Jack and Lily. Y'all do. Your police are just as bad as Tennessee's police. I mean, the RCMP, they might as well call themselves the TBI, okay? Both of them don't know how to do a damn job to save their life. Like, you look at all these other states. Look at Oklahoma. They found that kid and, well, it took the Raging Cajun dudes, but they still found them, you know? They were out there on the grind and they found this kid. Most states find the kids. I mean, even California found Melanie Buzzard, but she was not with us anymore, but they found her. You know, why can't these Tennessee and damn Nova Scotia, they can't find a damn, they can't find shit. They can't even find their patrol car. Like, dude, where's my car? Remember that movie? Anybody remember that? Dude, where's my car? Hello, Dolly. I am Ghost Hunter, and I learned 99% of YouTube people are fake. There you go. I mean, if you're out here long enough, you'll find out that there's a lot of backhanded shit that goes on. Like people that like. Here's one thing to tell you, like, you know, these people claim to be such good people, but all their friends are like grimy ass people. Listen, good people don't hang out with grimy people. Once a good person finds out you're grimy, they don't fuck with you. Right? And that's why I tell everybody, like, listen, I ain't got no YouTube friends. Name a YouTube friend that Dolly has. I don't fuck with you. Right? Because everybody is snaky as shit. Right? They would stab you in the back quick as they could. Shit talk your grandma behind your back. Right? That's why I listen. But you know, the good thing about that is I don't have to kiss one ass on YouTube. I can say whatever I think. They're going to hate me either way. You know why they hate me? Because I don't get in their clicks. I don't spread their bullshit lies. I don't do that. That's why Dolly's hate it. You go into any true crime channel, them fuckers don't like me. They're like, nope, but fuck that dude. Right? Why? Why is that? Am I that much of an asshole that nobody likes me? Right? Maybe I am, right? Maybe I am. Or do I just call it as I see it and they don't like that? That all fakery, like when everybody was jumping on the at night shit and, oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter's going to do this and Dog's going to do that. While I'm over here talking about, fuck that old dude. He ain't doing nothing. He is a grindball trying to promote his book. Now, who was telling you the truth? Oh, the reward is $500,000 for Sebastian. From some people that are bankrupt that just got out of prison. You want me to believe the reward is $500,000? You want me to believe that shit? Really? And you want me to spread that around the internet? The damn news channels, okay, the news in damn Tennessee was running around talking about the reward is $500,000. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody in this room and all them channels that were running with what At Night was saying and the green hoodie and just fake as shit. Terrible. Take your true crime sticker off your logo. You are not true crime. You are a true idiot. Okay? There's true crime and there's true idiots. Now listen, I'm an idiot. When you're more damn dumb than me, you a new level of fucking dumb. Okay. You're like, you bottom feeder dumb. Okay. You ever heard that saying, I'm some dumb, not plumb dumb? These fuckers are plumb dumb. Okay. Like you can't get no dumber. Like you were the ones licking the windows, eating crayons in fucking school dumb. You stupid dumb. Like beyond, you know. Yeah, you called him out. Good job. Hey, somebody has to be real with you. Sometimes people don't want to hear it. They don't. They get shitty mad at me and they say terrible, mean things. And, you know, but it is what it is. And I, you know, honestly, if you can't be the most loved, be the most hated. Okay. But either way, Dolly's here and ain't nothing they can do about it. You know, nothing they can do. Let's just pray to God that these kids are found. And, you know, the more real people that come along, if you're a real person out here, start a YouTube channel. We need you. Okay. If you don't take shit from people and you don't kiss people's asses, that's the people we need on YouTube. Because really, all I see around this place is a bunch of people sucking each other's butts. Right? They get in little cliques like it's high school. You know, there's one thing about me in high school. I could get along with anybody in high school, right? It didn't matter what type of group of people you were. I kind of got along with everybody. And I figured, you know, YouTube operates like that, right? But I don't get along with everybody on YouTube. Because, you know, as I got older, I start to realize when people are fake and they think they're better than you, or they just carry themselves like there's something they're not, or their shit don't stink. You know, I've never been a big fan of that. And like everybody on YouTube, it's like high school. They want to bully, they want to click up, and they want to, it's just, it's sad. But, you know, if there wasn't, you know, if people really cared, this would be a good place. You know, that's what I thought 5 years ago. I truly did. I was dumb as hell. I was plumb dumb. And I thought a lot of these people really cared. I was like, look at the hard work they're putting in. Look what they're doing. And I didn't know that some of this shit was for, you know, what I didn't even know what clout was. Okay. That whole word that kids use, clout, you know, because some of these people are trying to get a TV show, you know, like some of these people came from reality TV. And you know, reality TV is just fake. It's fake. It's scripted. Right? And I didn't know that some of these people were trying to script the whole YouTube thing to elevate them to the next level of wanting to be on reality TV. Now, I've never wanted to be on reality TV other than Survivor. I've tried out for Survivor a couple times because I think I could win. I didn't think that I want to be on reality TV. It's just, I would like to play the game, right? I like games. Or Squid Games, right? The game things I could do, but far as being on like, you know, Housewives of fucking Atlanta or Bachelor or like some old MTV shit. What was the shit with what's the old MTV show that everybody used to watch? I can't remember the name of it now. But they all lived in the house together and shit. So, it doesn't take long to figure it out. Dolly, there is a true crime and the other is just drama. Yeah, I know. I understand that. But coming into this, I didn't know that. There was one person. Okay, there's a girl that used to watch my channel named Nikki. She's from New Jersey. Nikki, if you're watching, shout out to you. And she used to watch Jams TV. And she's like, she hit me up and she said, Jimmy, you're going into true crime? And I was like, yeah, I kind of just found myself going that way. She's like, oh man, you don't know about true crime. Right? And I was like, she was like, she goes, but look, I think you'll do really good in true crime. She's like, but I'm telling you now, there are some terrible people in true crime. Right. And I'm just listening to Nikki like, I'm not really paying her that much mind because sometimes she sounds a little cuckoo, right? But no, Nikki knew exactly what she was talking about. She was a true crime fan. So she had been watching true crime way before I even got here. Okay. And she was just like, she started naming people, and I had no clue to who any of these people are. Now I know everybody. Jersey Shore, yeah, that in Living Color, that was a comedy, right? Big Brother, Real World. That's it. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. I was thinking of Real World, the one on MTV. So Nikki was like, listen, you're going to butt heads with a lot of people, Dolly. They are not going to know how to take you. And I was like, are you sure? I get along with everybody. She was like, nah, this is true crime is a mixture of like a bunch of drama and like a soap opera. And I was like, I was like, Nikki, I don't think I fall into that category of, I had no clue. Nikki was 100% right. Okay. So Nikki, if you're watching from Jersey, I'm talking about you, and I ain't seen you in a long time. So maybe you ain't been watching, but she was a fan of true crime, right? She was a fan of true crime, and she knew exactly what she was talking about, and she knew the game, right? Because I was fresh into it. I had no clue. I came in here thinking everybody was legit and good people and all that shit. No, but Nikki, she knew for sure. Me think Nikki is a clever cookie. Yeah, I wish I'd have listened to her a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, because she really knew the landscape of what true crime was. And like if you ask me, I got sucked into it because I didn't know, right? Especially with these drama channels that were, at the time, they were drama channels, but then they kind of just basically went drama. But they'll still use true crime titles to suck people into their drama. But they were like, at first they were crama channels, and then they used crama to turn into drama. Just straight drama. Let me talk shit about everybody. Everybody's bad. I'm good. Right? Now, how many of y'all watch channels like that where every other creator is a piece of shit, but they're the almighty? Okay. I'm just too good. I'm the best. It's like the Donald Trump channel. We're the greatest. Right? And really, they're no better than any fucking body else, but they just, in their mind, they perceive themselves to be like the greatest shit ever to touch YouTube, and everybody sucks. Right. And then, it's the same shit over and over, regurgitated. I didn't know that. And I got sucked into it because these people talking shit about me. Then when I realized that they needed that back and forth, right? I admit it. I have. Y'all know I'm telling you the truth. Y'all know 100% everything I speak is the fucking truth, right? So at first I didn't know. So they're over here saying Dolly's this, Dolly's that, and it would piss me off. I got all these people talking about me, and next thing you know, I'm cussing them out, and I'm falling right into their trap, right into it, because now they got something to talk about. They got videos to play. They got the whole fuck Dolly campaign, right? So they just suck you into it. So because it's a bash for cash campaign. So the more we have a villain or somebody to hate, right? The more, if you're going to have good, you got to have the bad. If you're going to portray yourself as good, you got to have an enemy, right? And what I didn't realize was I was becoming their enemy, and I was giving them that. Then I was just like, what the hell am I doing? I'm just giving these people ammo. I'm loading their guns for them. You don't exist to me, right? You don't even exist. I don't mention you, don't talk about you, don't give a fuck about you. I realize your game, right? When you come into a game or any game, and this is what this is to them, this is not, they ain't doing this because they care, right? They're doing it because it's a game or income to them. So it's bait you in, get a reaction out of you. Let me shit talk you. Let me put your name in my title, my video, so people will watch what we got to say about you, and then you're going to have to reply, because most people, honestly, when people out here talk shit about you, usually people are going to be like, F you, and go back. But I learned That's the first mistake. Never go back and forth with these people because they want to feed off of you, right? They just want to feed off of you and feed off of you and feed off of you. And then next thing you know, you're trapped in their world. So, you know, as I wised up to the game, I just stayed away from these people. Didn't mention them, don't care, talk about me. Who cares? You're nobody to me. You're not important. Right? You're not, whatever you say about me has already been said. All right. You can only tell somebody is a shitty person. Oh, Dolly's this, that. You can only do that so many times before, you know, you're just repeating yourself or kicking a dead horse. So these people like these people that'll go back and forth with them. But there's nothing about these channels that are true crime. And these, like I said, Chris and Katie, these are the channels that they frequent. Right? You don't see them on Plunder. You don't see them on Grizzly. You don't see them on Doly. Right? You don't see them on real people that care about true crime. You don't see them going on people that really care about finding justice for kids. Right? These are the same people that were sending Leilani Simon money, putting banners on their house. You know, sub to my channel is like supporting baby killers. And people watch this shit. Shame on you. Shame on you. Right? Like really, like they like this drama, like it's daytime soap opera, right? I don't want to be a character in a soap opera. That's what Nikki told me. Right? I didn't listen to her. Next thing you know, I'm becoming Doly in the soap opera. Not no more. Hell to the nah. I don't care what anybody says. You're not sucking me into days of our YouTube. That's just not happening. Like, the YouTube checks ain't that good, right? I'm going through some shit like that. And the bad thing about it is when people shit talk you got to listen to it, right? Then you got to reply back to it. Then you got to listen again to see what they said. Next thing you know, you're damn watching these channels. No. Now, if it's, I may listen to it if like Chris and Katie or on the channels, but I don't listen to hateful people. I don't listen to bullies. Like that shit is, I'm a grown ass man. Okay. I'm not a kid. We ain't in high school. We ain't in college. We old as shit. I've never seen so many hateful ass older women in my life. Because, you know, most of this is women. It ain't a lot of men in this circuit. Okay. So not blaming you women, all women, but there's a fucking lot of you out here that'll just mean ass hateful people. Like, I don't know who pissed in your Cheerios. I don't know who made your day so bad. Buy Dolly soap. Don't buy the drama. I need to steal that, Jamie. All right. That should be my new slogan. Buy Dolly soap, not the drama. Okay. Because at least you get clean with drama, with the soap. Drama, you just walking around dirty like a big old ass bully. We teach our kids not to bully. And then we get up here on the internet and fucking old ass women bully other women. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. You're going to be up here and shit talk people on the internet. And then you go look at your grandkids and go, don't bully in school. You know, somebody, you know, take up for people if there's a bully. You know, we teach our kids to take up for other kids that are being bullied. And then you get on the internet and you bully people. It's crazy. Don't be that, guys. You don't want to be that person. Dolly didn't want to be that person, right? I like to pick and joke on people, but I don't want to hurt people. Like, it's not a real thing to me. This is the internet. This is like, some people are like calling CPS on each other. Some people are damn calling the police on each other. They're swatting each other. Like, do you realize how fucking stupid that is? That is so childish. It's so damn childish the way people act up here. And people encourage this bad behavior. And it'll never stop if people keep encouraging it. There's just bad people out here. There's a lot too. It amazes me. It honestly does. I'm willing to be, they are in together for clicks and views. They probably rehearse their parts. They need each other. I doubt they're in it together, but they're feeding off each other. Right? And now, of course, I could fight with these people and feed off of them too. But to me, it's boring. It's not, I don't want to fight with people. I don't want to argue with people. I'd rather be chill, laid back, and discuss things I enjoy. Mystery, crime, unsolved cases, and stuff like that. I don't want to fight with a bunch of fucking weirdos all night. But they do make money off of it. I mean, I get what they do, but it's just like it still don't make it right. Okay? And there's so many hateful ass channels. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you, especially to my mods out here. And I've been getting on to people left and right about this since Miss Ann has passed away, because there's some channels out here that totally shit talk me. I mean, bad. Right? And look, if they want to do that, more power to them. Right? Do whatever you do. But if you're a mod here and you support my channel and then you go take part in shit talking me, not good. Right? Especially people that I've treated like family and friends, and I click on a video and next thing you know, you're up there shit talking me. That is horrible. That is absolutely hard. I wouldn't treat people like that are in here. You will never see me in a chat room shit talking Sage. Okay. You won't see that. I don't do that to any of my friends. Right. And I consider a lot of you guys friends and family. So if you go do things like that, then you force my hand to get rid of your ass, because I pride myself on having good people on this channel. Look at all the good we have done. You know why? Because we keep good people here. So if you ain't a good person, instead of making me block you, or you act like you my friend, and then you go shit talk me on other channels, that don't sit good with me. Because as soon as I see that, it makes me think you're fake. You're a fake person. And anybody that's ever met me, and some of these people that shit talk me have been in my face in person. Right? Nothing but good. And then they get away from me and get where people don't like me. They think it's cool because they done found a group of people. So now they want to shit talk me. But I was just your friend. But now, since these people don't like me and you're cool with these people, I'm going to shit talk you too. That is high school stuff. Complete high school stuff. And I have zero tolerance for it. I ain't going to deal with it. I ain't going to get mad at you. I'm just going to delete your ass, block you, and you go hang out with whoever the hell you want to hang out with. Okay? Because I wouldn't treat you or anybody out there like that. And listen, I treat people like I want to be treated. I treat everybody like I want to be treated. I treat you guys good. I treat you fair, respectfully, no matter who you are, even if you're a weirdo like MGL. I'm still nice to you. I'm still respectful to you, right? I tell everybody I love them at the end of the night. And then I just see people just trash me for no reason. And I'm human. I'm like, okay, I don't dwell on it, but I'm thinking, okay, that's fucked up, And just don't do that, guys. Don't put me in a situation to where I gotta block you or delete you or take your mod wrench. Don't do that to me, because I don't really want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to get, I just don't like it. It's not, and if you ever get it like that, don't get mad at me afterwards, because you did it to yourself, right? You just did it to yourself. Like, I didn't make you go talk shit about me. I didn't make you go joke me and shit like that. I didn't make you do that. You chose to do that. And that's a choice you made. And sometimes when you make choices in this world, there's consequences for it. Sometimes I'll try to talk to you and be like, look, don't do that shit again. That ain't cool. I've always been your friend. I've always been nice to you. And then you do me like this, you know? And I don't know. It's just like, there's a lot of people that act cool with you on here that really ain't, you know? What did MGL say? Remember, I was just playing MGL. Me or the other one? I was talking about you. Okay, I was talking about you. But I was playing. It was a joke. Don't take it personally. Because if I got something to say about you, I'm going to say it to you, right? I'm going to say it personally to you. I'm not going to go somewhere else and think, well, Dolly ain't watching. But here's the thing about this. People love drama on the internet, and all they do is send that shit to me. So if you run off somewhere and say something about me, you can believe 37 people are going to send it to me. Well, look what so-and-so said, you know? And just don't do that. Please, I'm asking you nicely. And if you do, before you do it, just come over here and say, Dolly, I can't stand your face. I hate you. I'm going to talk shit about you. Then I'll be like, okay, I get it. But if you're just doing it and then coming over to here and be like, good to see you, Dolly. Love you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But just 20 minutes ago, you was calling me a piece of shit and talking about how ugly I was, right? Like, what am I supposed to do in a situation like that, guys? Am I supposed to just let that go and be like, oh, yeah, it's good to see you too? You know, or am I supposed to stop and say, hey, look, what you did is effed up, right? I thought we was cool. They low-key fans. I get it. But, you know, I understand they all watch me or they couldn't talk shit about me. They, you know, they have to watch to be able to be like, well, Dolly said this. I mean, I know all these people watch and ain't, you know, thank you for your watch time. But I just don't like fake. I just don't do fake at all. PJ gets on to me about it, like, you know, but I have to say something. I can't just, you know, I can't let that shit ride and you're doing a bunch of terrible stuff. And a lot of these people that do it at one time, we was really cool, you know, and then you just get away and, you know, find somewhere else to hang out. And now I'm a dirtbag because somebody thinks I'm a dirtbag and you think it's cool to agree with these people. I've seen so many people do it that have been really close to me up here. And I'm just thinking it makes me weary of people and not trust people is what it does. And that's not good for the people that are real here. Because then I'm watching you, side-eyeing you, and really you the legit one. But I'm just thinking, well, so many people have done me shitty. This person's bound to do me bad too. And that ain't a good way to look at shit in this world. And it's because of people that are doing what they're doing to me, you know? I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's they want to be cool. They want to be in with the people that are saying the bad things. Right? But you'll go sit around and listen to people shit talk the hell out of me and then come in here and be like, hey, Dolly, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. That ain't a friend. A real friend would be like when they started shit talking me, you go, you know what? Dolly's cool as hell. How dare y'all talk about him like that? I bet y'all wouldn't say that to his face. I like Dolly. Okay. I don't care what y'all are saying. That dude's always been cool to me. He ain't never done nothing wrong to me. That's what a real friend would say. Okay. Not go along with the hate and giggling in the chat room and liking their videos. That ain't what a real friend does. Now, if you're just a random viewer, that's fine. I get it. You're just watching YouTube as entertainment. You can say whatever the hell you want. But I'm talking about the people that generally act like they're my friends. It's crazy, right? It makes it where you can't trust nobody. I already don't like half the YouTubers because they're fake, you know, and then you deal with fake YouTubers, some people that come in the room or fake ass people. Like, be real, you know? Be a real person. This is the real fucking world. It blows my mind. A lot of F-bombs tonight. I apologize, guys. That it plucks my nerves. It don't really make, you know, it makes me mad because it makes me have to be mean to people. And I don't want to be mean to anybody. I don't want to tell you that you're bad, right? I don't want to be that guy that has to be like, you know, mean to people I actually like. I didn't know you didn't like me. Or you just think it's okay to talk bad about me. Like I said, real friends don't do that. You know, if I sit up here and chat with you, I generally like you, you know, and that should be a mutual thing. So, especially for my mods, okay, especially for my mods, I didn't mod you because, you know, you represent this channel as a mod. And what does it look like if my mods are in a room with people that hate me and they're going along with it? It don't look good. So I just don't do that type of stuff. And if you have a problem with anything ever with me, all you have to do is hit me up. I'm the most accessible person on the internet. You hit me right up on Facebook. It might take me 2 weeks to hit you back, but I'm going to hit you back, right? Eventually you'll get a reply. It'll probably be a short one, but you will definitely get a reply. Now, if you ever hit me up telling me what to do, you'll probably get a big F you. I hate that. Don't never tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. I do whatever the hell I want to do. It's just the way I am, you know? But other than that, you know, if you got an issue with me, take it up with me. Don't fall into that hate trap because I don't know what reason people do it, but they do it, you know? Like I said, that all led to, you know, of course, the problem with Chris and Katie in these channels, right? Like I said, because they won't go on any channel but these types of channels where people support that type of behavior, right? So how do some of these drama channels get onto Turtle Island? Do people vote them on? Some people do. Now, Drama Island, I said Drama Island. That's what it's been lately. We pick a bunch of the bad channels to mix with the good channels. You got to have a yin and a yang, okay? If you didn't have bad, you wouldn't know about the good, okay? So we mix the thing to create a little bit of tension on the island. That way people are voting, kicking, you know. So sometimes we purposely put bad people up there. We usually let y'all pick the first like 10, 15 people, and then we add 10 or 15 people to create chaos. Because then there's a clash, and then there's a battle that takes place. And YouTube is Turtle Island is a game. Now, here on this channel, I don't like drama. But for a show that bases around a voting, you got to have a good side and a bad side, and you let those sides fight it out. That's basically what Turtle Island is. It's always had bad people on it, okay? Where I consider not the best people. It's always had some really great people on it that I believe don't, are just good and do good work on YouTube, true crime people. And this last season was a lot of drama channels and stuff like that. Next season, not so much. We're going to keep it a little bit more calmer, a little bit more classier, because I think season 6 got a little out of hand. So this next season coming up will be a little bit better and a lot more classier people, okay, involved in the new season of Turtle Island. But to answer that question quickly is yes, we put bad people on it. It's the whole yin and the yang thing, okay? Sometimes bad people win it, okay? It wouldn't be drama channels have won Turtle Island. And then when they lose, they say it ain't fair. But when they win, they love it. But when they lose, they hate it, right? So if it wasn't fair, would a drama channel ever win it? So Turtle Island's always been 100% fair. It's a call-in vote system, and it's the competition of it, and people like it when they're winning. They hate it when they lose. They hate it. And people are competitive by nature. Most people are, and I enjoyed season 5 better. Did you? Season 6 was a lot of chaos in season 6. There was some fucking crybabies in season 6. Oh my Lord. I've never seen a grown man cry so much in my damn life. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know dudes was like acting like girls. It was, oh my Lord. Okay. That put a whole new level to season 6, but we learned from that one. Good Lord. I'd rather hear a crying woman than a crying man any day of the week. I promise. Listen, I'm used to women bitching and moaning. I ain't used to dudes doing it, right? I just ain't used to dudes being such crybabies. I'm like, damn, did your mama not breastfeed you? What the fuck is wrong with you, right? Like, I ain't used to it. I ain't used to it. I'm used to women being the way you are. I can deal with that. But, dude look like a lady shit. I just, or act like a lady. I ain't quite used to that one. I ain't quite used to that one yet. It might take a little getting used to. Losers should be used to losing by now. I love the song by Cram It. Yeah, Cram It, Cram It has to go with her friends. Okay. I don't think secretly she don't hate Dolly, but if she don't stay on the hate train, her people are outcast her. That's how bad they are. If you don't go with their program, they will out you from their circle. So you ain't allowed to like Dolly. It's just truth, right? If we hate you, you got to hate them. And if you don't hate them, we will hate you. Right? Kramer was scared to fucking talk near the end of that game. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even want to say nothing, right? She's sending shit behind the scenes. I don't blame her because her friends are like that. Nobody wants to lose their friends. She looks at these people like their friend. But I think some of these people deep down know that these people are dirtbags, but they don't want to lose the connections that they built on these channels, right? Because some people in the chat are your friends. So if you go against this channel, you lose your friends, right? And people don't want to do that. So they go with it. And it's a really what it is it's how cults are formed. People build these relationships with people, but you can't speak out against what's going on because if you do, it's bad. Okay. That's just how everything works. Go to bed, PJ. But I'm going to change the subject now and we're going to jump into the whole. Okay. Before I go though, Sebastian Rogers, February 26th, not before I go, but before I get on to the other story, February 26th, Seth Rogers will be in front of the sheriff's office there in Hendersonville protesting. You're loud at times. You laugh. Okay, I'm sorry. The new studio will be built soon. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. That's the good thing about the new studio, guys. I will be able to be loud and crazy in the middle of the night. I don't have to watch my boys. I can laugh. I can make all kinds of noise. I can kick shit over. Not wake nobody up. Okay? So I got to hurry up and get that studio done. Because I really do like in my late night streams, I enjoy late night better than I do any other time. But, I got to kind of be kind of quiet late night. So, like I said, Seth Rogers, the 26th February, he's going to be in front of the police station, Hendersonville. And I encourage people to show up. Yeah. So, if you're in the Tennessee area, Hendersonville or around surrounding Nashville area, show up and show out for Sebastian, right? Don't go to jail. Okay, don't go to jail. But definitely show up. I've been thinking about myself even showing up down there on the 26th. Not that I really support Seth Rogers. I don't really support any of these people, but I do support Sebastian Rogers. And I think it's time that we do put a little pressure on the police to make sure they don't give up on Sebastian. I think that's really important. LOL, don't go to jail. If we learn anything from Dolly, don't go to jail. Okay, do not go to jail. But I do want to see people down there. And like I said, you don't have to support the family. Some of y'all do like Seth. But, there's some people out here that don't. And they don't like Chris and Katie. But we all want one thing. And that's justice for Sebastian Rogers. We want the police doing their job. We want them looking. We want updates. They owe us that. Okay? And they ain't gave us nothing. The last press conference they had for Sebastian over a year ago, and they didn't even show his picture. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that's why I'm telling people, get out there February 26th. Now, as it gets closer to that, we're going to be pushing it a lot here, okay? Because we don't care what side you're on. As long as you're there for Sebastian, that's all that really matters. I may have to show up with some security. There's a bunch of crazy people in Tennessee. But that's okay. I'll hire some armed. So, yeah, definitely get out there, support Hendersonville. They're going to be at the sheriff's office February 26th. It'll be the 2-year anniversary of Sebastian Rogers missing. The late nights are the best. I'm a night owl. Well, thank you there, Jody. Thank you for being here with us. And thank you for jumping on the Blessed Express. $2 goes a long way, okay? In 1940. I'm playing. Thank you, Jody. Big virtual hugs to you. Big virtual hugs. So yeah, get out there, support the cause, Sebastian Rogers. Like I said, everybody out here, you know, I do a little shit talking, but everybody wants this boy found. We just kind of have different ways of doing what we do. So support that if you can. If you can't, I understand it. You know, just virtually support it the best you can. Will CP and KP show? No, you know they won't. They won't. I don't see that happening. I mean, I know Seth Rogers will show. But like I said, the only problem with me showing up is I don't want to take no attention away from Sebastian Rogers. And I don't want a scene to pop up, like somebody try to create some drama. And then, you know, like, I don't even really like telling people where I'm going to be. So I might not be there. Okay. Because they'll send clowns and crazy people to try to, you know, instigate with me. And the last thing I need is that. So if I do show up, I'm going to show up with the damn SWAT team to make sure nobody even, you know, we'll show up with Debo. So you can't get close to my ass or even, you know, I ain't even going to talk to you. Especially if you're on some crazy stuff, right? I ain't got time for that. I don't. And that's my fear of me showing up is, will people try to create problems if I'm there? You know what I'm saying? Will people try to create problems and make it about me being there instead of this being about Sebastian? Right? And that's really what I don't want. But at the same time, I want to be there to support this little boy and my crew. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I just want to remind you guys of that. Now, of course, you know, since we're talking about behavior of parents and, you know, Chris and Katie's behavior not adding up to a kid that went missing, you know, they never really did much to search for him publicly. They hired a bullshit private investigator, which I don't think they ever paid. He just kind of chases ambulances. And yes, I said it. I don't owe these people nothing. So that's, you know, no different than Dog the Bounty Hunter to me. So their behavior, you know, what parent leaves the state when they have a missing kid? I mean, when the kid first goes missing. That ain't normal behavior. Great idea, Doug from Tennessee. Yeah, I will bring Doug with me. Doug and a couple Dougs. You get past a couple Dougs. Doug's 7 foot. He's a big guy. So I'll bring a couple big, I'll bring somebody that's, you know, little and crazy too. You know, just in case some shit pops off. But their behavior just, you know, it's not normal. No normal mother is going to pack up and leave their kid right when he first goes missing. Leave the state and then get on the internet and go, well, I left the state because he could be anywhere. We're looking here and, well, how the hell did he get to another state? Just a random state too. Like Doug is big as 4 people. Yeah. You know, I'll hire a damn off-duty police officer to be out there with me. I mean, all you do is call a security agency and say, hey, look, I'll pay the bill. Send me an off-duty police officer. That's it. And then you come up doing something crazy. I had the police with me. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? If we got to fundraise my security, that's bad though, because people do like to try to cause me trouble, and I don't understand that one, but they do. They just hate me as individuals. So, like I said, their behavior just is not normal. Does that make them guilty? Not necessarily, but it does make their behavior not normal. And you know, out of all things not normal, of course, Summer Wells. Not normal at all, right? Have you ever seen anybody quite like Don and Candace Wells? Ever? I've never seen nothing like it. And I think, you know, that's really one of the things that got me right in the very beginning is just how they were, you know, because when I first seen Don and Candace, they kept coming on the internet drunk, fighting with each other. Okay. And I was just thinking, wow, these are the most dysfunctional damn people on the planet, right? Like, you know, this is crazy. This ain't the Brady Bunch, that's for sure, right? And, you know, the circumstances of Summer Wells going missing with a house full of people in the middle of nowhere is a little rare, especially being a little girl, just to be like, oh, I'm going to wander off. Like, you would think a little girl would be scared to wander off, but not Summer, right? And to get out of that house, she would have had to pass Candace outside when she was at Grandis's trailer. There's just, to me, Tennessee's water is something different. Right? It is. It definitely is, right? I don't know what's up with Tennessee, but, you know, hopefully Doug don't drink the water. So, and I met Doug. He must not, right? Doug's a pretty normal dude. You know, I just don't believe the whole Summer Wells story. I do not believe it. You know, and I sat there with Don and Candace and I told them to their face, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I never really thought of Don and Candace though as killers. I just didn't. Now, at the time, you know, that I was there, I didn't really know that Don was such a weird dude, had such weird perversions, like, you know, the whole breaking in houses and stalking and peeping Tom and panty stealing and, you know, allegedly what he did with his sister. And bro, lightning don't strike twice in that family with Rose too. Nah. Yeah, that's a little weird. Usually you only have, most families don't have anybody that's been kidnapped. Most likely two people that vanish without a trace. That's a little, you know, it is like lightning striking twice. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. And I just, you know, I just see people that, to me, and this is just my opinion, that don't care about their kids. Don't care whatsoever about their kids. That just blows my mind. I mean, they, you know, did they care about Summer? They say they do. Did they care about the boys? They wouldn't even stop drinking. Well, Candace did. Don wouldn't. Candace, believe it or not, was actually complying with the state. She was going to the meetings. She was going to you know, parenting classes. She was showing up. That's unbelievable in itself, right? I mean, just think about that. But Don Wells could not stop. And then he blames the social services for kidnapping his damn kids. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here with that, right? You know, when you meet them, you could easily feel bad for them. Right? I think it's the carny in them, right? They have a way of making you feel bad for them, and you probably shouldn't, right? And then like Don Wells, he's totally different when he's sober. He's real docile. He's real timid. and he's head down. Soon as he gets a couple drinks in him, he thinks he is the baddest man on the planet, right? That he just turns into a straight piece of crap. Like, I have never seen alcohol change somebody so differently ever. Usually people get a little giggly or they'll get sad. Right? You know, you see your happy drunks and then you see your angry drunks. But he is, like I said, it's so night and day with him. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. As soon as he starts hitting that liquor, he turns into Hyde, and next thing you know, it's straight to the crack. Candace is one of them crying ass drunks. Okay, so you got both. You got one crying ass drunk, and then you got one angry drunk. You know, beating on each other on the live streams and just rude, crude. What kid in a million years needs to be around that type of stuff? And if somebody did kidnap Summer Wells, they know exactly who did it and why. Because if Summer did get kidnapped, it's because they involved themselves with the worst people you can humanly imagine. And we've seen that. They would let randos, you know, random people. That's what rando means, just in case you don't know. They would let randos come up and just live with them. Like, between, like, they were just like, the rumors are that Candace was sleeping with all kinds of weird dudes from the gas station, and of course Hunter, and you had Jose up there. They were just, and Allie was just as bad of a, I hate to talk bad about somebody that's not here, but she was getting her freak on with a little bit of everybody too. Like, and then, you know, of course, Don, he's out picking up hookers and random things like that. So it's just so dysfunctional, right? Just so dysfunctional. Like, them kids didn't stand a chance in that holler. Summer didn't stand a chance. The boys didn't stand a chance, you know. And I think both of the boys have been adopted except for Josie. And I hope and pray that, you know, he's getting older, because if he don't get adopted out when he turns 18, he's just going to go back to the hill. That's it. Right? And he ain't far from turning 18. So he'll be right back in the care of Don and Candace, right back up on the hill. That's my fear in that one. And, you know, and then hear people say, you know, my kids have been kidnapped, the social services are selling babies. And, you know, there may be some conspiracy, you know, deep down the line in it. But did that happen to Summer Wells? Did that happen to Don and, you know, the boys? I would say no. Is there anybody in here that would have left those kids in that environment where the mother's drunk every night, the dad's out banging hookers and smoking crack? The kids are eating frozen pizzas for dinner. That's what they're living off of. Would anybody have left them? If you would have left those kids in that house, press 1. If you think those kids should have been taken from that home, press 2 in the chat. If you put 1, I'm be a little disappointed in you. I won't be mad, but I will be disappointed in you. I'm seeing the 2s roll in now. Yeah. I don't think that's no environment for a kid. You know, no environment. And you know, but especially with the whole taking showers with your daughter, but yet you're not taking showers with your sons. That's a little weird. Okay. I mean, no door on the bathroom. The damn house ain't got walls. You're a drywall guy and your house ain't got walls. How the hell does that happen? You know? That's not a healthy environment for anyone. No, it absolutely isn't. And I do believe, you know, Don and Candace love each other. And weird as that is, right? I do believe they're ride or die for each other. And even though they're dysfunctional and they're cheating on each other and they're sleeping around, but when it comes down to it, they rely kind of on each other. And it's like a weird thing too. It's like I'll never understand that one, how you can be so dysfunctional but still like in a weird way love each other. It's like a weird kind of relationship, but yeah, you can just tell that they they'll be together forever kind of relationship. Like horrible as their relationship is, it's just hard to wrap your mind around because you can tell. You're like, okay, these people are just dependent on each other. Do they really love each other? No, not at all. But they're more dependent on each other than most people you see like regularly, Most people love each other or they have a reason to be together. These people are just so dependent on each other, but they're just, I don't think they comprehend who they turn into when they start drinking that devil juice. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it the devil lettuce, but I think they on the devil juice. And of course, when you're out frying your brain cells and on that the math problems and that Carrie says, Dolly, when God places a calling on you like he has with you, the devil is going to come at you through all means available. Just keep praying to little baby Jesus for guidance for what he wants you to do. I don't really question life, right? I'm like Bruce Lee. I flow like water. Wherever life takes me, I don't fight it. I don't fight the current. I swim with it. Okay? Because this journey, where I'm supposed to be, I will end up. I just know that. Like I tell people earlier, like I didn't pick true crime picked me. I was supposed to be here. I truly believe that God puts people in certain places for certain reasons, and he put me here for a certain reason. Do I 100% know that reason? I think I'm slowly starting to figure it out, but I never fight life. Since I've been a kid, I just go with the flow of things, and wherever it takes me, that's where we go. So, as far as the people, you're probably right about that, Carrie. That anytime you try to do something good in this world, every bit of evil is going to come for you at full force. And I've seen that. If I wasn't, I mean, I didn't have all these people coming for me before. When I start trying to do some good, then the bad people, they don't like good. It makes them angry, or just what I said is evil does work. There's some evil ass people out there, and I mean, you might be totally right about that. The more good I do, the more evil that's going to come my way. I've been pretty good at reflecting it, wax on, wax off. But I'm human, and sometimes some things do get to you. You try not to let it get to you, but I'm only human, right? I'm only human. That song, After All. So, but I've gotten better, 100% better at reflecting people's bullshit. Like my bullshit radar, oh, get away from me, So tonight, of course, I was hoping, in the Summer Wells case, that new search of Van Hill Road something would come out of it, right? And, just a tip or a clue. And maybe it did, and we just don't know yet, right? Because the police down there, it's a TBI sucks, okay? I hate to say it, but I said it. They haven't really told us anything. They promised an update like 2 years ago and never did the update. So they haven't given us anything in the Summer Wells case, and I hate to say their police suck, but they got some backwoods shit, like I'm used to city police. Is phone lines open? No, but the StreamYard link is up. You know, nobody hit the link tonight. I'm kind of surprised. Nobody wanted to come up and talk, or maybe y'all didn't know it was posted. But yeah, the StreamYard link has been posted the whole time I've been up here for 2 hours. But I'm getting ready to wrap up here in 5 minutes. So I can open the phone lines real quick and take 5 minutes worth of phone calls, and then I'm going my ass to bed. So the phone line is now open, and let me post it real fast. Where's my banners? Here's my banners. All right. I got to share this screen if the phone calls are going to be on, though. Hold on. Share screen. Or y'all won't hear the phone calls. All righty. Boom. And that's the press conference from earlier when they found RJ. Okay. Now the phone lines are open. Call in numbers on the screen 757-797-6694. Why are you not out there protesting, Dolly? Protesting where? Oh, Tennessee with the Summer Wells stuff? It's not getting far from what should happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they need pressure on them too. But we got Sebastian Rogers coming up first. Then maybe after Sebastian Rogers, we need to gather some troops there in Hawkins County. I really think the same thing that's going on in Hendersonville needs to happen there too. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
Hey, Dolly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is Carmela from Kentucky.
Hey,
I was
Carmela.
just wondering, you said
Are you the Carmela
Sebastian,
that won the hat earlier?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations on winning the hat earlier.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Anyway, now you draw me off track. Were they having you said the thing they're having for Sebastian the February 26th?
They're having.
Are they protesting?
The sheriff's office in Hendersonville.
Okay, like said before. Okay.
Yeah, but he was out there with one lonely psychic last time. It was kind of sad to see. That's why I'm encouraging people to show up.
There was other creators from that area did go up for just a few minutes, I think.
Okay.
I know you don't like mentioning them, but they're from Gallatin.
Okay, because when I seen on the news, it was like, it looked bad. It looked like a ghost town.
Yeah. Well, I live 30 minutes from Gallatin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my husband, I don't know who it was that he does. I am the phone call too for the pig farmer.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Yeah. But he only done that for a year, man. You had me so nervous that night, and I got so embarrassed, and I was embarrassed over the phone, and it was like I just went off the wall then because I didn't know what else to talk about.
Yeah,
I was so embarrassed.
Hey, some people have the weird truth, you know. You know, it's a weird job. I used to watch that dude that did Dirty Jobs. What's his name? Mark and he did. Dirty
Jobs. I think so. Yeah.
So I mean, there's people out there that do even worse jobs. So I mean, I understand.
I know, man, but till my husband done that, I had never heard of anything like that. Now I watched Yellowstone, that show, and Jimmy on the show, he was doing a horse.
Oh yeah, I've seen the horse ones before. I mean, that's big.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like
it's big money in that, especially race horses. That's a lot of.
They need to make it. They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it.
But I mean, it is what it is.
But what it was, my husband over here, and he worked like 15 minutes away from the house here, maybe. He made crap money. They worked him 10 hours and with no breaks. He is hypoglycemic, if you know what that is. You get real sick and nauseous, and you can't function. You're about ready to pass out. And how this big farm got away with it for so many years, they still do. I mean, they still do it. And
well, I live not far from Smithfield, where they got all the big, huge hog farms.
Yeah.
So the Smithfield is really like, I don't know, about 30, 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah. Yeah, they stink immensely too, man.
Yes, I
The
mean, them pig
smell.
ain't no joke, but you know, they ain't alive long here. They turn into hams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And they
these
feed
don't.
all around the world.
Yeah, these don't. These are breeders. But anyway, yeah. But another, what I was going to get back with the Sebastian case, he works, in Nashville, works out. I don't know, but uh, anyway, this guy at work told him that they put Sebastian's house up for sale, and they have moved out. The Proudfoots moved out of that
No,
house.
they ain't out that house because somebody went by there today and they sent me a
Really?
picture. Yeah, well, they sent PJ a picture, and PJ showed it to me earlier. The trailer's there, the truck's there. They got a little dump trailer in the front. They don't look like they're moving at all.
But these can't be different people that moved out and somebody's moved in, though.
No, this is their stuff. It's Chris's truck. This was the night.
Oh, okay.
They had the lights on at 3:45. All the lights on the house were on. And somebody drove by and they sent PJ the picture. And yeah, they're still definitely there, no doubt.
There they are, still there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I heard those
one more
rumors,
thing.
though. I heard those rumors too, but like I said, I forget who it was. That they might be in the chat room right now, but they drove by to earlier today and sent us a picture. I mean, I don't know why they sent it to us because we haven't talked about Sebastian in a while, but they did. And I was looking, and I was like, okay, well, there's this truck, there's the trailer, and right in front of it, he has a little dump trailer parked, like a little black one.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well,
I ain't offering you nothing, but somebody sent the picture to me. Well, not even to me, but
I understand. Yeah, I understand, but it's just crazy. And one thing that I have thought of, and you said about that he could went sit down, out in the wilderness, and just kind of fell to the wilderness and the elements. But one thing that has bothered me about it, and I've never said it to nobody, but my kid, he's wore glasses ever since he was in kindergarten. He's 25 years old, and he's same age as your daughter. But he dealt with a lot of bullying in school. I mean, he started in kindergarten. He threw his glasses underneath the desk because he won't quit wearing them because people was bullying so bad. And then he had ADHD, and I think I got that. He got that from me. I think that's hereditary. But anyway, I put him on the meds, took him off the meds because his heart started hurting him. But anyway, he dealt with it. I put him in special classes within an IEP, and he really got bullied all the way through school. And he stood up for himself too and everything, but it didn't matter. He still got bullied. But I found out later after he done got out of high school and everything, man, that he was thinking about unaliving himself.
Oh wow!
In high school.
And
I didn't know nothing about.
That's what bullying does to people, even adults.
And that's what I'm saying about. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about Sebastian. I mean, we don't really know about his teachers. We really haven't really heard a whole lot about.
Yeah, well, they can't say much by law. But hey, Sam Witch, could you send me that stream at my Facebook or my Gmail, Jimmy Jams with a Z, JAMZ 757 at gmail.com, Jimmy Jams 757 gmail.com, or my Facebook. I appreciate it. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. What was on? Yeah, but he, I just think, he might have unalived himself. I really do. I think he might have been bullied in a way, and I don't know if he really wanted to unalive himself, and he ran away, and he done it intentionally. But sometimes I think he might have done it intentionally.
I hope not.
Because
I mean, horrible.
He was, he could overheard what all was going on with what they were going to do with him, and he was scared, and he left, and he unalived himself accidentally, or he done it on purpose. I really think that's what happened to him.
Yeah, well, I pray to God that ain't the case because, but people don't realize, even these adults on the internet, what bullying can do to people. You really hurt people's feelings or, would you want people treating you like that? I think that's what people should ask themselves before they start attacking other people on the internet, you know. So,
Yes.
and we see it so much with some of these channels where they just attack, and they don't know what people emotionally are going through outside of YouTube. And it can be that one thing that you say to somebody that pushes them over the edge.
Over
And
the edge, yeah.
and then when they do, they'll act like, oh, I didn't make them do that. But it's just the way you treat people in this world, you know?
Yeah.
So,
How can
hey,
you
look,
not?
man,
I mean,
I appreciate you calling,
yeah.
Carmela.
I appreciate you, Dolly. Thank you,
All right, you
Dolly.
be
Thanks
good.
for all you do.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to say that could drive somebody over the edge. And, you know, like I said, try to treat people like you would want to be treated. And don't support these people that are doing this type of stuff, right? Even if you're bored, just watch something else. You know, I think a lot of people watch that stuff out of boredom, like there's nobody live, or, you know, because how could you listen to somebody just be mean to one person every day for months? And listen, if they will be mean to somebody like that, they would be mean to you too if you was against them. Right? As soon as you go against these people, that you be the next victim. They don't care nothing about you. When you will shit talk somebody, they'll shit talk you too. Don't bully people. Don't be a part of that behavior. I don't care how cool you think the creator is. It's just bad. It's really bad. And one day, listen, we're older. One day we're gonna meet our creator. It's, you know, do you want that on your record? Think about that. Do you want to be like, well, you just a big old bully in your 60s and 70s? I can understand you're a little grumpy, older, and get a little grumpy. But, you know, don't be like that. Don't be a shitty person. Because all the people that do that, they don't realize it, but they're being shitty people. And, you know, I'd rather see you do good with your time while you're here. And, you know, good people get love, right? When you put good out into that world and you do good things, when you have a funeral service, people love you. People cry for you when they lose you. You think anybody's going to cry for these mean ass people out here? Nope, because they don't even respect each other. Now, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. You guys have been great. Just think, coming up soon, we're going to have a lot more late night true crime. Soon as I'm in the new studio and I can be as loud as I want, I can go later, right? But right now, I got to keep it down because PJ got to go to work, all that good stuff. But just remember this: if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.